Greetings, fellow travelers. I've added something to the settlement and my own base. Now, the settlement's name escapes my mind right now, so we're going to have a look at Bailey, Bane, Big, Skeleton Warrior, if I remember correctly. Now, there are NPCs walking around. That's interesting. I haven't seen that before. There were one or two player characters walking around as well. I'm technically speaking currently in multiplayer mode. So, on the rim of the settlement, I've added a A-frame style dwelling. I really need to do something about the lighting. Unfortunately, it seems lanterns are not on top of the railing of the staircase, but in the railing of the staircase. It's a bit problematic. I've added, once I unlocked the roamer, I've added a parking space with a bit of a ramp. It is currently properly aligned. You can go in the cavern, although it gets claustrophobic rather quickly. I've reoriented and moved a little bit the landing pad once I've finished the installation here. And yes, this is a Colossus. Now, what I don't understand is why doing a short wall and a floor panel below was causing the ring to be just like a couple inches above the ground. Now I put a floor panel further down, put a crate. Come on. Oh yeah, these guys, flat on the ground. Use that as a reference point, plop down the... and the simplest way of lining it up is it faces you. So you stand here and whatever you put the cursor is where it's going to appear. Now this is an interesting solution to a problem. I'm running out of stone. I don't have a whole lot of metal parts. So stone, yeah, that's after I removed the pillars from the landing pad at Omega PoirierGaming number 2 and replaced them with steel rods. Even then, didn't have that much, about 2,000 units. And I also landscaped the heck out of silver deposit. Like that end of the hill, I just wiped it out completely to ice, so to collect enough rock. And the idea was to put this thing just a little bit further away from the rock face, put a full wall panel, so give the illusion of depth, but it's not meant to go anywhere. I haven't tunneled. Since we're right next to the settlement, I wouldn't be able to tunnel anyway, but it's to provide the illusion that there's a garage into the cliff face. Unfortunately, the original plan was to do it right next to the warehouse. Problem is the cliff goes downwards and the ground goes upwards, so that wasn't going to happen. Maybe, just maybe, the A-frame would have been an option. Wipe out the A-frame and set yourself up directly against the cliff face, but I kind of like the A-frame. It works, except for the lighting. And I swear to God, the tree was not there when I started building. I'm just glad it didn't appear inside the building. So back to the garage door. When you plop down a garage door, unfortunately the door is open, which I guess makes it easy for players to get in and out. But there's no simple, toggle this on your controller or your keyboard and the garage door will close. No, there has to be power. and for reasons I don't understand, triple size the door, and the power couplings will not accept a power cable. As the original idea was to put a battery behind the wall, put one solar panel, put the side walls in, trigger the door, boom, the door panel closed down, and that's the end of it. That's not working. So these are actually one of the few metal parts I have. I really don't have a whole lot of metal parts. That's, literally all I have. Small alloy wall, thin alloy wall, and a regular alloy wall. I made the supports from the landing pad at the main building at number 2 out of those. So yeah, so it gives the illusion, so the door is actually made out of wall panels. So unless you look at it really closely, it's pretty good. I find it intriguing that 3 times the size actually is bigger than 3 floor panels. How do I know it's 3 times the size? Well, I took normally I would have done the locker. You just stack 3 on top of each other. You know, the guts confirmed that the maximum height lines up at 3 times the size and end the story. But since I don't have the locker, which is usually the first item here, I used the illuminated pot. Maxed it out on size, and I guess it's just ever so slightly bigger than 3 times the size. And since it's just dropped there, the steel panels landed just ever so slightly behind, adding to the illusion that it's a door. That was a cell phone telling me that meat pie is ready. Excellent timing, a new personal best and all that sort of jokes. So bear with me for 1 second. Yeah, there's a restaurant chain in Quebec called Saint Hubert. Meat pies, rotisserie chicken, ribs, probably a few other things, but those are their core items. And I guess they're fairly spread out to the province of Quebec, and they've had a certain success over the years, so they've actually branched out into prepared foods, basically whatever they serve in the restaurant, the main items, but prepared ahead of time, frozen, and purchasable in the grocery store. This one's a little bit different than the one I normally buy. For one thing, it's a little bit smaller, and it's only 25 minutes to cook, so I find myself supper being ready about half an hour earlier than I had planned on. Not a bad thing necessarily, because there's a snowstorm, and I probably need to dig out the deck just outside the door. Not really a balcony, it's a little bit bigger than a balcony, and it's a little bit too much balcony-ish to be a landing. What can I say? Anyway, so this is where we're at. That's what I just added. I messed around with the Nomad. Not the Nomad itself, but the GeoBay. Had it just off the Smuggler's Island, and it was like a little bit far, so when you drove off the thing, there'd be a drop, which wasn't elegant. So I repositioned a little bit closer to the island, a little bit lower, so you drive off, you have the option of turning hard left and just go up the gentle slope of the island to the island itself, or hard right and go over the lake. And it actually has the benefit of having one less wooden panel and, no stone support, no stone floor panel. Seriously, you guys just weren't there the other day, and you are very colorful. So this is where we're at. I actually wasn't planning on leaving these guys here or putting them here in the first place, but I needed a reference point when I was moving this guy, because he was not quite 45 degrees, more like 60 degrees, 30 degrees offset compared to the ramp. So the tail end was like kind of in the middle here, and that end was over there. And the idea was to A, move it to the left, but have reference points so you don't go too far, and B, kind of try to line it up with the ramp. It's not perfect, but if you're driving the Colossus down the ramp, you're not going to notice that it's not perfectly parallel. And on the subject of driving Colossus off the ramp, let's give it a try. Yeah. Don't know what's going on with the settlement, because this building here has been in the construction phase for the last 2 weeks, and it hasn't budged at all. Yet I'm pretty sure that particular antenna there is new. So unless a player added it, don't know how else to explain it, because it's all or nothing. Oh, for fuck's sakes, come on, game. You can only have one building project at a time, unless you're doing what I'm doing, which is building off a base. And I do believe, I could be wrong, but I do believe this is a Korvax settlement, because a lot of this stuff seems to be built out of metal. Now, I do believe that the ramp at the... Whoa, 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 whoa! Our turn, our turn, our turn! The ramp at the warehouse is just too narrow for this guy to go up. Oh, yeah. Although I do believe the roamer would probably make it. Seriously, this is so fucked up. I mean, it took Destiny 10 years to annoy me to the point where I kind of gave up on it. Mostly the lack of story. Yeah, you get dribs and drabs, you know, like one chapter per season, and then pointless grinding of upgrade materials and armor, all on the grounds of furthering whatever the cause is that particular season. And I've, at this point, pretty much given up on player versus player. I mean, I'll play once in a while, but having said that, Destiny has never done that. Call of Duty has never done that. Witcher has not done that. Gran Turismo has not done that. This is mind-blowing to me, that, you know, your world just disappears out from beneath you. And I know that no one for Hello Games is ever going to catch my video, and therefore they're not going to scratch their head and go, how come, you know, our customers are experiencing this? What can we do to fix it? That's not going to happen. Did you just come off the roof? You silly git. Yeah, alright. Oh, like I said, don't quite understand why it did it that way. But do I have something else I could? Well, that is interesting. Oh, it's not the kind I thought they were. Okay. No, I really don't have anything else except these bastards, except, well, they don't work. That would be an interesting touch, except they're not self-powered. Anyways, time to go upgrade the base. Hopefully everything else is reasonably intact. Oh yeah, this guy wanted to see me. Alright, he's going to tell me I have an exocraft worthy of, well... Alright. Alright. That's going to be interesting. Could be wrong, but I do believe I have plenty of nanites and some pungram as well. But that will be something for another day because, well, I'd like to eat the supper that cooked for the last half an hour. Yeah, and I'm still blown by the fact that this thing replenishes itself just you go far enough away from it. And there's a course I completely forgot. These guys over there. But, yeah, that's for another time.